Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another showing of Facing the Encounter. My name is Jeff, and today I'm going to be continuing my Tigra uh, current environment uh, leadership today. I've done 2 games already with the aggression and justice. I believe the first game I did was against Vision on Expert, and then the second game was against She-Hulk on Expert. So I figured play a scenario I haven't played in a while. So I'm going to test out a leadership build that I did following the current environment setup. And I figured we'd do God of Lives Loki on Expert. So before we get into the game, let's go over the deck real quick and what I was thinking. So with her kit, she's very powerful, especially when she's got minions on her, and her attack events are her tooth and claws are very strong. So I'm gonna try and I don't know, try to get leadership with it. Threw some in a lot of um make the calls to try and recur Moon Knight her signature ally. He's pretty great. One cost. After he enters play, search the encounter deck, discard power for a minion, put it into play, engage with you, and then stun and confuse the minion. Can't go wrong with that. He's got 3 health, he's got 2 attack, 2 thwart. That being said, I will go over the build real quick. So I am gonna run a Maria Hill because when she enters play, she gives you a card draw and she can thwart for 2 turns. So that's 4 thwart removal right there over the course of 2 turns. Threw in Hawkeye because core set, you know, any minions that come in, I'll be able to throw some damage on them and weaken them a little bit. Threw in Kid Omega because Kid Omega is pretty fun. When he comes into play, we can either spend a energy resource to deal 1 damage to everything, and if we decided to use a mental resource, we can remove 1 threat off of each scheme. He'll get immune because he basically benefits Tigra with wanting to have minions on the table. So with Hugin Immunin, you search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion, put it into play, and then engage with you, and then ready 1 character you control for each icon or boost icon in the minion's boost area. So essentially this could also be a ready up that we can utilize. And it gets you a minion on the table. We gonna keep using Nick Fury Sr. because just for the fact that he comes into play to remove 3 threat and can thwart for 2, that's 5 threat removal off the scheme. Gambit, just because Gambit is amazing. You get to get an idea of what are the next 3 cards coming into play, and you get to select one of those cards to tuck underneath them to increase this thwart or attack. If we can target out a 2 or 3 or higher minion, or not even minion, but card for that matter, we're getting a lot of benefit out of that. Running Yellow Jacket, 3 health. He's got 2 double consequential damage for throwing or attacking, but you can only play him if you have an Avenger, and she is an Avenger, so when he comes into play, we can search the top 5 cards of our deck, and then we can, if looking for an upgrade card, we can grab that, put it into our hand. And we have some upgrades we can target out. Mockingbird, for just her effect, she can stun an enemy when she comes into play. So potentially that would give us another turn of the minion not attacking us, and then we can get more benefit out of our 1 ability where we can draw cards for every minion that's in our hand. We're going to run 2 copies of Get Ready. This Ready is an ally. 2 copies of Inspired. Essentially, if it comes down to it, we can throw this on one of our allies to give them an additional thwart attack. We are running 3 copies of Make the Call. We can use this to recur our Moon Knight. I'm going to run Resource Reserve, just for the sole purpose that, if I need to tuck away a encounter card, or not card, a resource card, I should say. We can hold that for a little bit. Helicarrier, Avengers Mansion, and Noble Sacrifice. We can use, these minions aren't really, our allies, I should say, they're not really here to stay for a long time, so essentially we could use this if we need to, if things are getting dicey, we need to heal, and we can't afford to flip down. Use that to get rid of them, heal ourselves up to their printed hit points. And it will also give us a tough card on our hero. And then 2 power of leaderships, and then the standard resources. And that is the deck. All right. Let's go ahead and get this shuffled up. So, we are going to be playing God Allies. When else have I done this? I remember playing the epic multiplayer at MCDC, which was a lot of fun. Alright, so basically the whole gist of it is that we're going to be fighting avatars of Loki, and we have to get Shatter on them to even do any damage to him. So this version of Loki we don't touch. When he has 10 or fewer remaining hit points per player, flip the card over to his other side. So he starts with 20 health. Alright, and let's see here. Oh, we do need another modular set. How about that? Need trickster magic. Okay. Put these aside. Alright, so flipping this over to Worlds Collide. Alright, so each icon on Loki, God of Lies, counts the total number of players in the game, so we're playing 1. We're not in a pod, we don't need this. Cards cannot affect the scheme or Loki, God of Lies, unless they refer to those cards by title. If the stage is completed, the players lose the game. So once this gets to 2, because we're playing only 1 player, we lose. Super bright. Oh, that looks too dark. Okay, I think it looks better. Kind of. A little bit better. Okay, so there's something missing here. Is there another card? Mischief and Mayhem 1A. Yeah, there's another card. Okay. So, there it is. Alright, so. Mischief and Mayhem. Set up after resolving Worlds Collide. We already did. Put a random Avatar of Loki villain into play. And then set each other Avatar of Loki villain and the Shatter Illusion card aside. And then put each synergy environment into play. In standard mode, set the intense focus attachment aside. In expert mode, attach it to the Avatar Loki in play. We are playing expert, so that we are going to be doing that. So, I do. It's my. That's not it. These are. Maybe right here. Alright, so these are the different avatars. But I'm not going to be playing with these ones. I'm going to be playing with the ones that I got from MCDC. Because even though these are cool looking, I'm not gonna disregard the original artwork. These ones have actual different variants of Loki, which it's amazing. So we got the kind of show these off a little bit. So we got this one right here is this is the classic Loki, which is the variant for the Rascal. So we get this one after you resolve a boost card during this activation. If that card is a treachery, either deal yourself a face down encounter card or spend one resource of any type. And a Force Interrupt, when the villain would be defeated, place 5 shatter counters, which is 5 per player, here, and then flip this card over instead. And then it's got a, the Fading Figment here. And then we have the Miscreant alt, which is Sylvie. And then we have the Incredible Loki, which is the Knife. I should have probably went over the effect on this one. So on this avatar, Siege Avatar has a different effect. So after you resolve a treachery, place 1 threat on the main scheme and then 1 threat on a side scheme. Whereas the Incredible Loki here is after you resolve a treachery, deal 1 damage to your identity and then 1 damage to an ally you control. And then the last one we have right here is Lady Loki. And Force Interrupt, when Loki activates, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card was a treachery, she gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for this activation. It's not working today. Nope. Right. So it's gonna be a random one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the logical thing to do would be to roll a die, which I actually don't have any on me right now. Word. One there. This one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. We'll be going against Sylvie. So we put these aside for later. Alright, so now that we have our random Loki aside, we need to put each synergy environment into play. So we got there's 4 of those. So, Domineering Force, Unified Front, Mounting Resistance, And Feigned Retreat. Okay, and then in standard mode, we set the focus attachment aside, and expert mode attached to avatar. Play. So we need to play. Do this. So we'll put those here, and then we'll put them right here, and then they said the total focus. The intense focus attachment. Sorry, extra mode, attach it. So intense focus comes in. And then in standard mode, discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. And the top 5 cards in the player deck. Which we're not playing standard, so we don't have to do that. The avatar villain gets +2 hit points and gains steady. They're already coming off as very intense. Intense focus. There you go. Alright, and they're gonna get 15 health. I figure we're gonna do this. Oh no! Dropping everything. Really easily mark that down. Alright, alright, I think that's it for setup. We flip this over. So when this scheme would be completed, remove all threat from here and place 1 threat on Worlds Collide instead. Force interrupt when an identity would be defeated, change the identity's form to alter ego, and then set a hit point dial to 1, and then place 1 threat on Worlds Collide. So basically, we get extra chances. And that's the setup. It's been a while else that played the setup, so I'm kind of gonna go down memory lane. Alright, on that note, let's get the encounter deck shuffled in. Actually, you know what? Actually, Since I'm since we're playing Loki. Might as well use the standard 3 Loki cards. Alright. The reason why I'm double siding is so that it covers up the marble because it's a custom card. Nice. Alright. Now it's completely Loki themed. This one aside, so we're not using that one. That's make sure we don't lose the good sleeve. Alright, let's shuffle them up. Probably help if we shuffle in our obligation. Alright, we're good. All right, let's begin. We will. We're all set up here. We're gonna go ahead and drop to our hand size of 6. Drawing into Yellow Jacket, Noble Sacrifice, Cat-like Reflexes, Avenger's Mansion. I like that. Hunted and. Ooh. All right. Well. I'm going to try and hold on to these two. Three, 4, 5. Well, we definitely want to get Avenger's Mansion out. Let's use our action Undercover Work to search our deck or discard file for a copy of Hunted and add it to our hand. So we already got one in there. We can just start thinning out our deck out a little bit. Let's go ahead and think this one through. Definitely want to mansion down. Cat's Amulet could help too. I could actually make it 3. Go ahead and flip the hero. Let's do. Let's play these two to get in Maria Hill. So Maria Hill comes into play. We can draw 1 card. And we drew into an energy, which is great because now we can actually play the energy. Put in our Cat's Head Amulet. And then we'll go ahead and play Hunted to pull out a minion. Preferably one without Quick Strike. This one has toughness. Let's see. Where's the, oh, there he is. Could we even bump out enough attack on him? He'll be stunned. I say we go after the Managog first. So Managog's going to be stunned and he's hunted. And nothing else we can do. If anything, we'll go ahead and attack for 2. We'll leave Maria Hill where she is. And we'll end our turn there. I'll hold on these 2. So we'll draw into Power of Leadership, Sharp Claws, and Moon Knight. Cool. Okay, villain's turn. So, 1 threat goes on to Mischief and Mayhem, and Sylvie is going to activate. So she force response. After you resolve a treachery, place 1 threat on the main scheme and then 1 on a side scheme. So this all happens after she activates. Well, after we resolve the treachery, I should say. So, all right. So she's going to attack for 3 because she has that intense focus attached. We'll go ahead and defend this. So that's going to be 2 and 2, 3, and then we get, after this activation resolves, place 1 pursue counter on Pursue by the Past. So she attacked for 3, and I have a defense of 3, so I take no damage. The Madcog won't be able to attack because they were stunned, so that goes away. And then we will be dealt an encounter card. Counter card says Dark Designs. Alright, when revealed, place 1 pursue. When revealed, place 1 pursue counter on Pursue by the Past. Then, if there's any counters on it, the villain will scheme. So we place another counter on. This goes to 2. Then Sylvie will scheme for 2 and a boost of. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursue counter on Pursue by the Past. Alright, this is pretty good. Now it's at 3, so we're gonna be seeing the hood soon. So that goes to 3, and we resolve that, and then we resolve the treachery. So because of the force response, after we resolve the treachery, we place 1 threat onto the main scheme, and then 1 on a side scheme. But there is no side scheme, so we don't have to do that. And that will end the turn. And just like that, Pursue by the Past is ticking. All right. So start of the player phase. We defended this, right? So that's good. Start of the player phase, we do get to draw 1 card that has a minion with a copy of Hunted. On the hunt response, after the player phase begins, draw 1 card for each minion engaged with you. So we do have 1 engaged with us. So we can draw a card into a helicarrier. Alright. So what do we do? I'm gonna pitch Helicarrier, put it in Moon Knight. After Moon Knight enters play, search the encounter deck and discard pile. For a minion, and put that in play, engage with you, and then stun and confuse them. These minions are so beefy. Let's put the Dragar buddy in play, I guess. Alright, so then really gotta get that. Really feel like I should get the Avengers Mansion out. Getting Hawkeye out might be good for extra damage. So if Hawkeye comes into play, he gets 4 arrow counters on him. Got a token for everything. Buy the same token. Love it. Alright. Only had 2 resources, but we still... He's going to be attacking, so that sucks. We're going to have Moon Knight throw 2 damage on him. Get him down to 4. And Moon Knight takes a consequential. We'll have Hawkeye throw 1 damage on him. Get him to 5. Maria Hill do her thing, thwart 1. Take 1. Probably use her as a blocker for somebody. Either he's doing it. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to the Avengers Mansion. Common sense tells me I should at least do that. And we'll ready up. Let's see what the cards has in store for us. We will drop to our hand size of 5. So make the call. Okay. Well, that's... And a get ready. And a noble sacrifice. We might just take a hit. Sacrifice one of them, get healed, get a tough, I think. And he'll get immune. Alright. I'm feeling as terrified as I was before. One threat goes onto the main. I am scared of this popping pretty early. We already got problems. We got problems everywhere. So, we are going to be activated against by Sylvie. She is going to attack me because bitches be like that. It's okay. It's okay to say that one once in a while. Alright, so she's going to attack for 3 and a boost. I'm going to confidently take this to the face. So we're going to get hit for 3. 4. Not bad. I'll take it. Fix the focus. Intense focus. So I'm taking 4 damage. So 1. It's right there. And we're at 5. Just like that. And Mancog is going to attack me for 4. I think. What should I just heal for? Do we just take the 4? Or do we defend? We kill him? We'll defend it. We'll defend for 3, we'll get hit, we'll lose 1. The Drigor buddy will not attack because he's stunned. We will be given an encounter card for our troubles. And Whirlwind. Oh. Comes in with Quick Strike. Perfect. After Whirlwind attacks you, you take 1 indirect damage for each side scheme in play. Luckily, there's no side schemes in play, because I would probably die. So he comes into play, I get hit for 1 damage, for 1 damage. And then 1 indirect damage for each side scheme. There are none, we're great. Super cool. That will end the villain's turn. There was no treachery, so we don't have to do that. So that's nice. Alright, the good news is that it's player phase, and then at the beginning of player phase, I get to draw 1 card for every minion I'm engaged with. I'm engaged with 3, so I get 3 cards. Power of Leadership, make the call. Mockingbird. Okay. So we can generate 3 resources. And then spend a resource. Actually, let's wait on that real quick. Let's do Maria Hill. We'll do 1 damage to the Manacog, and then she'll be defeated. We'll have Moon Knight also do 2 damage to them. And he takes another point of damage. And so he's at 7, 8. We're going to use Get Ready. And we're going to ready an ally. We're going to ready Moon Knight back up. We're going to attack again for 2. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So we will defeat the Manacog. And because he was hunted and he was defeated, I'm allowed to ready up Tigra. And he gets victory. So when defeated, each group in your pod may place 3 shatter counters on their avatar Loki. got 3 shatter counters on Sylvie. And then 1 synergy counter on one of their synergy environments. So we get to put a synergy counter on one of these. And this gets victoried. So let's see, this one, Domineering Force. For friendly character attacks, remove 1 synergy counter here, deals 4 additional attack. This one gives us generate double resources. I think I get to choose with this one. Yep. This one will remove threats, and then this one prevents damage. I'm going to put this one on the unified front. And I can use that anytime I want, which I'm going to. So we got Whirlwind here. He's got 6 damage. Moon Knight's gone. You did a good job. Oh, you know what? I also forgot when Whirlwind came into play, I could have done this. I forgot to do that. This is what his response is. So I'm playing that one back. I don't care. Do Hugin and Munin. We don't need to ready up right now. Let's do Cat's Head and actually let's do Make the Call. And then we'll go ahead and play 1, 2. No, it's only 1 resource. Alright, so I'm going to play Make the Call, and I'm going to use Mockingbird as the resource. And I'm going to go ahead and put in Moon Knight. This is broken. So after Moon Knight again, I just play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and put into play engaged with you, and then stun and confuse that minion. We're coming for them with the Fist of Khonshu. Who do we want to grab? Grab somebody good. So we'll go ahead and bring in Finir. And when we do that, after a minion enters play, remove 1 counter from Hawkeye and deal 2 damage to that minion. And this one is also stunned and confused. It does have patrol, so I can't throw it the main scheme until he's gone. Fun fact. And then so then what we'll do is then we'll use the Cat's Head Amulet. Or it's only gonna do it for 3, right? Yeah. Now we can put in Hugin. Well, let's. We will. Yeah, let's do it. First, let's have Tigra. Who do you want to attack first? Probably want to get Whirlwind out of there. We can get him as an ally. So she'll attack him for 2. And then we'll have Moon Knight finish him off. Well, actually, no. Before we do that, oh, we could use him. We could use him for 6. We could heal for 6. Decisions. Alright. We're gonna exhaust this before I don't use it. We'll pitch. Probably gonna regret well... No, because we'll get a ready up out of it. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do power leadership. Hugin Immune, we're gonna play. So response, after Hugin Immune enters play, we can search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion and put into play engaged with us, and then ready one... Actually, now I'm starting to think here. Hold on. What we'll do is we'll have Moon Knight throw 2 onto him, so it's not wasted. We'll take 1 consequential damage. Alright, and then we're going to play Hugin Immune. We'll search the top 10 cards. We got 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 4. Ooh. Oh, there's a minion. 3, 4, 5. So 2. 6. Minotaur. 7. 8. 9. And then 10. Alright, so we got options. And I don't believe I have to... It doesn't say I have to shuffle back. So actually I get to know what these are. So which one of these would be less annoying? So I'm going to take 1 indirect damage for each character I control. That's terrible. We're going to have to heal somehow. That's going to be an encounter card drawing near, so we're probably going to want to flip down to prepare for that. I don't like that one reveal effect. That's bad. Exhaustion. That's not terrible. Let me grab the Minotaur. I don't know. It's only going to take his toughness away. Which could be okay. There we go for the... Let's go for this one. Alright. So we're going to have a Treachery and an Obligation, so this will be the boost. Since we already know what these cards are. Alright, so he comes into play. We'll respond with Hawkeye's Arrow. And oh yeah, for every boost icon, we get to ready up a character. So Tigra and Moon Knight are both gonna get readied up. We are. I can play this right. So we'll have Moon Knight attack Whirlwind. Then that will defeat Whirlwind. So this gets victoried. But when he's defeated, the player who defeated him gets to bring in the ally. So now he becomes an ally for us. So Whirlwind becomes our ally, and it doesn't count towards our ally limit of 3. So when Whirlwind attacks, I can remove 1 threat from each scheme and play for each threat removed this way. Whirlwind gets +1 attack for that. Pretty neat. Finier's stunned. I feel like I want to heal. Let's use Hugin Immunin to throw 1 damage onto Finier. And then we'll use the Cap's Amulet. We'll use Noble Sacrifice to pay for it. We'll discard an ally. We'll discard Hugin Immunin. And then heal damage from your hero equal to that ally's printed hit points. His hit points were 2. So we'll heal 2. So we're at 6. And we get a top. We can use Moon Knight to block. And that card is a treachery card too. So then that's gonna be my boost. So that actually could be, that could be good if we do it that way. We're gonna go ahead and attack Trigger our buddy, and that's gonna defeat him. The defeating player discards the top card of the encounter deck, which the top card is a treachery. Deal this to me as an encounter card. So this will avoid us taking the indirect damage boost, which won't take away our top. And then we'll deal this as one of my encounter cards. Put that over here for now. Alright, so that means the drawing near is going to become a boost. I think that's a lot better. Still gonna hold on to these 2 cards. We'll have Hawkeye do 1 damage to him. And then we'll call that a turn. We'll hold on to the make the call, the Avengers Mansion. We're gonna get it out there. Held on to it for 2 turns. I'm committed. I am committed to it. Just trying to get it set up here. Alright, so we draw to our hand size of 5. We draw into Feline Senses. That's pretty good. Don't need it. Inspired. Don't really need that either. Cat-like Reflexes would probably be a good thing to have out. Alright, so now another threat goes in. Oh, you know what? I didn't even use the Unified Front. I'm an idiot. Bad play. Alright, so 1 threat goes on. Sylvia is going to activate for 3 and a boost. We're just going to take it to the face. So attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a tough. And then Fenrir Wolf would attack me, but is stunned. And then Harpscare is going to attack Decisions. Not exhausted. He's attacking for 2. I'll defend 3. Took no damage. We will be dealt an encounter card. This one will be revealed first. This is Drug Your Buddy. Comes into play with Guard. Hawkeye will use his response to remove his last arrow to deal. Actually, no. Let's keep him out. That's a free card draw. I'm going to hold on to that arrow. And then we'll reveal our next encounter card, which is going to be Sinister Strike. It is a treachery. So we're going to place 1 pursuit counter on Pursuit by the Past. And Pursuit by the Past states, as soon as it stops being dumb. No, we're not going to. Okay. So after we do that, when there's 3 or more for the number of players, which is 4 in this case because we're playing solo, we're going to remove each counter from here. If your Nemesis minion is in play, it activates against you. Otherwise, we flip this card. And then, after you flip this side, find your Nemesis minion, reveal it, search the set-aside area for your Nemesis side scheme, and reveal it. Then shuffle all your remaining set-aside Nemesis set into the encounter deck. So, the hood's coming into play now. These get removed. And because there are no counters on that, he won't activate with an attack. But, we do have our forced over here. Where when a treachery is revealed, we place 1 threat on the main scheme and on any side scheme. So this will go up to 3. We've yet to do damage to this avatar. Just saying. Alright. So, Criminal Underworld comes into play. When this is in play, the criminal minions cannot take any damage. And then we put the hood into play. So many minions. And now we have to shuffle our decks. Now we're not going to know what's going on with those anymore. We lost our intel. So the hood gets steady and he is villainous. And then after he attacks, he places 1 threat onto Criminal Underworld. So we want to get rid of that. Or it's just going to be a dragged out, annoying experience. All right, I think that's all the BS that I can take. All right, so start of our turn, we get to draw 1 card for each minion in play, up to maximum of 3. So we get to draw 3 cards. Resource Reserve, Precinct HQ, that's good. And I get ready. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the... we probably want to use that, but you gotta get rid of the one with control. So let's do Moon Knight attacks for 2. We'll get rid of Veneer. So he gets, he doesn't get victory, but I get to place 3 shatter counters on the Avatar of Loki. And then I can place 1 synergy counter on mounting resistance. So this is going to go to 5 shatter counters. Moon Knight's defeated. He did a good job. Alright, we need to... Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot to do that again. When Hood came into play, I shot... Oh no, he can't take damage because of Criminal Underworld. Huh. Lame. We want to do something. I want to stun him. Let's use cat-like reflexes. We're going to use Inspired to put in Avengers Mansion finally. It only took 3 turns, but we got it in there. You know, I'm pretty stoked about that. We will use it to draw a card into a strength. Love it. All right. Back to business. I don't think... Let's use the Unified Front. Oh. We'll use the Unified Front to generate a double resource to put our Precinct into play. If they have it down. Let's do... Let's play Make the Call. And then let's use our resource reserve to bring back Moon Knight. Just because. So then the first response would be, we're going to search the encounter deck for a minion, and then stun and confuse it. I say we bring Madam Mask in. Stun and confused. Alright, so we're going to have Whirlwind attack Harzguller. Harzguller. I don't know if I said that right. Probably failed horribly, but... So, when Whirlwind attacks, he removes 1 threat from each scheme in play. And then for each threat that was removed this way, he gets +1 attack for that attack. So we remove 1, 1. So he's a 2 attack, and he throws 2 damage onto them. So they're at 5. And he'll take 1 consequential damage. We'll go ahead and play a Get Ready, and we'll ready him back up. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to attack him. And we're going to remove 1, 1. And then he's at 5, 6, 7, so that would defeat them. So then when they're defeated, we place 3 shatter counters on the Avatar Loki villain, and then place 1 synergy counter on Domineering Force. So that goes on here. And we're going to throw 3 shatter counters onto Sylvie. So that would put it to 8. Let's do. Yeah, he's at 2. We'll play Strength. We'll play Feline Senses. We'll remove this. And if there was a last threat, we get to stun a minion. I would stun the Hood. Because he's a jerk. So criminals can take damage now that that's gone. That's a good time to flip down. Threat's not too out of control right now. Can't attack with Hawkeye because I still got 1 more arrow for him. What do we do? I waste 2 damage and take out the Tigra. He can't scheme. Hood would scheme because he's not confused. But we can just clear off that main anyways. I can't really heal. She's gonna attack. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, we'll flip down. And let's grab our hunted card that's in here. Deck's getting pretty thin. And then we'll do our precinct. I'll clear the main. Seems fair. And yeah, actually, before I did, I'll pull this out, and then before I stand up, I'll pay it, put this on the table, and we'll just draw 6 cards. Seems a logical thing to do, because I can pull this out anytime I want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our hand size. Make the Call, Genius, Inspired, Nick Fury Sr., Gambit. We're looking pretty good right now. I think what we'll probably do is after this phase, we'll get the threat under control. We'll take a heal. We'll flip up. Maybe we'll hunt for another minion with that gives us synergy counters, because that's what we need to do these damages, and then we'll start cracking skulls here. All right. 1 threat goes onto the main. Sylvia is going to activate. Is going to scheme for 2 and a boost of 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's a lot. All right, so it's 5, so that goes to 6. It only takes 8. It's not a lot. Not for solo, at least. Dragar Buddy schemes for 0. The Hood's going to scheme for 1 and a boost of 1. Okay, so he schemes for 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that pops. So the force response is when the scheme would be completed, we remove all the threat here, and then we place the 1 threat on Worlds Collide instead. So once that goes to 2, we lose. Madam Mask will not scheme. She's confused. That hurt my feelings. Yes. Yep. Getting pretty spooky over here. Counter card, right? Oh, there it is. Exhaust your identity and surge. The Minotaur comes into play with toughness. When revealed, if there are 5 or more treacheries in the encounter discard pile, the Minotaur activates against you. Well, I promise you there is. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to... This was a treachery, so we need to put 1 threat on the main. So we resolved it. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are exactly 5 treachery cards in the encounter card discard pile. So the Minotaur will activate against us. He is going to scheme for 2. So that'll go to 3. And that ends the villain's turn. Alright. We will Avengers Mansion to draw a card into Sharp Claws. We definitely want those. Wish I could heal. We'll use our undercover work action ability to grab a hunted. Wish I could get that heal, but I can't. We're gonna flip the hero. We are going to play Genius. We're gonna play Feline Senses. We'll remove this. The one's got Patrol, right? Nice. And then we can stun a minion. I choose that one. So we don't have to mess. So we won't have to mess around with these minions. We can keep them on the table and get 3 more card draw. We're about to deck out too. I am going to. I need somebody weak. We'll play the Inspired to get the Sharp Claws out. We'll play the Hunted. The hunt somebody. Preferably, since we're about to lose Whirlwind, probably somebody... Let's get Malekith out. He has Retaliate 1. But he's stunned. We'll have Moon Knight attack for 2. Take him down. We have to discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's Treachery, it's not. So he is gone. Alright, and then we'll hold on to Gambit. We'll hold on to Nick Fury Sr. We hold on to the Make the Call. And then what we'll do is... Actually, you know what? When he came in, we use our last arrow. We'll throw 2 on him. Just to start warming him up. And then potentially we can actually use... We could use... Actually, we could just use Hawkeye and get him off the table, actually, because we're about to recycle our deck anyways. So I feel like that might be the better option. And then I can put Gambit down the table and see if I can get a nice boost card. Let's use Hawkeye to attack Minotaur to pop his Tough off. And then he'll take consequential damage. And then Hawkeye will be defeated. And then we'll go ahead and use our Cat's Head Amulet. Generate 3 resources. We'll put Gambit back in play. It's got 1 consequential. So we'll look at the top 3 of our cards. 1. Swing and a miss. I'll take Stories and Lies for 300. So Treachery is going to be the boost. Dark Arts is going to be the encounter. So Gambit will get 2/2. He's about to make a name for himself. Gotta throw some damage on something. Say we throw 2 on the Minotaur, start working on him. Beautiful. And I think we can call that a turn. Holding on to these 2, 3. Love it. I decked out so I get an encounter card. Feels so dangerous. We have still not have done any damage to Sylvia yet. But it's coming. We're just building up the shatter counters. It's the secret. So we get one more card. Hunted. Perfect. Okay. One threat goes on to the main scheme. Sylvie is activating against us. She wants to hurt us. She wants to hit us really hard. Coming in with a 3 attack and a boost. I'm going to selfishly throw Whirlwind in front of that. So she'll attack for 3 and a boost of place 1 threat on the main scheme for each character you control. That's rude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that goes to 5. Whirlwind died. And he becomes victoried. Alright, here's the fun part. Oh yeah, no, he's got studied. He's not stunned. He's attacking me. Blind. Alright. So had action. So he should have actually had me that one time. I totally forgot. Alright. Well, we know now. I don't think that would have broken the game. So attacking for 1, 2, 3. So we're at 3 damage. Madam Mask is stunned. Minotaur is stunned. Malik is stunned. Alright, and we'll get another encounter card. So revealing our first one will be Sinister Strike. So we put 1 pursuit, counter pursuit by the past. And then the villain is going to attack again. Me, because there's counters on it. So attacking for 2, 3, and a boost. Probably should defend. Which I'm going to. So we're going to defend for 3. Attacking for 3, 4. It's 1 damage. Okay, and then we resolve the treachery, so then force response, we put 1 threat onto the main. So we're 6 out of 8. If this goes to 8, we lose. And that will complete the turn. Oh no, we still got our other encounter card. Just forgot. Under fire. So this surges, and we reveal the top card. So revealing the top card is the Trickster Tango. The villain gains Stalwart. Comes in with 4 threat. the Surges. Into a Sinister Strike. And I think we just lost. Terrible. Because we resolved that one. Place one threat on the main scheme and one on there. So this goes to 7. That goes to 5. And then we reveal the Sinister Strike. Place Pursue counter on Pursue by the Past. And then if it has any counters on it, the villain attacks you. So villain will attack with a boost. We would throw Moon Knight in front of that, I guess. And then that's 3, 4, 5. Would defeat Moon Knight. Resolve the treachery, and then put one threat on there because of that, and that's 8, which we would remove. And then that would go to 2, and we lose. We had nothing that we could have used to stop any of that. Bummer. I felt like we were in so much control with everything that was happening. It's a fun scenario, though. I really like playing the. We had such a strong. If that wouldn't have happened, that treachery card wouldn't have happened. We would have drawn 3 cards. I mean, the Tooth and Claw was basically free at that point. So what we would have done here, because you reduce the cost of this for every minion you play, so we have 4 in there. I would have pulled another minion out. I would have pulled another minion out, brought one in, and then I would have gone. So he would have been at. I just actually would have thrown all of it on him. That would have been 8 damage. So then I would have taken any retaliate. I would have readied up with Tigra. We would have thrown 2 more shatter counters on him. That would have been at 9 already. Then we had another Tooth and Claw, which we would have used our amulet. 3, and then we could have just pitched 1 card, probably Mockingbird. And then we could have just 4 damage, 4 damage. Take out those 2. We were getting pretty built. Oh, we also had Avengers Mansion. We could have drawn another card. We would have drawn into Yugen Immunity. Yeah, we had. Lame. That's just how it goes sometimes. What's the point of playing a game if you're going to win all the time? You never know what's going to happen. That's why I like playing Marvel Champions. You never know what to expect. We had everything that we were building up. We were controlling all the things that are being thrown at us, and then just like that. But, well, we're gonna just call that one a game. I think next time I come on, I'm gonna replay this. I'm gonna replay this game with the same deck. I think this deck was performing pretty good against it. But it did exactly what I basically wanted it to do. I mean, I was spam abusing using Moon Knight just to pull everything out, stun and confuse it. And I think if I would have been able to find a target, use my my sacrifice card. Which actually, honestly, I think that Noble Sacrifice. I think Noble Sacrifice would be a good target for Yellow Jacket. Get one good thwart out of him and then blow him up. Heal. But we didn't even really get him out on the table. We were pretty much just using Moon Knight. But other than that, right. Oh, thank you for anyone who stopped by to check out the stream. If you like the gameplay, give me a like on the channel. It helps build it up. If you have any feedback, it's always appreciated. And we'll see you next time on Facing the Encounter. My name's Jeff, and I'm out. Peace.